Hi, welcome to MMA Confidential Talk. I'm Bruce Kivo here with Sensei Rich Garcia. Rich, how are you today?
I'm great. Thanks for inviting me again.
Great, brother. It's Brocktober, man. Everybody's talking about Brock Lesnar versus Cain Velasquez. But before we get into that, we've got UFC 120 coming up. We have Michael Bisping fighting Yoshihiro Akiyama.
Right.
What's your pick on that?
Bisping, unfortunately, never really impressed me that much. I mean, he's a good fighter, but he's not somebody that I'm gonna put really high hopes on. Akiyama is really good. You know, too bad he didn't take his first match against Chris Lieben. But I think a healthy Akiyama that's the Akiyama that Japan knows about, that he's one of their top fighters. I think he could take Bisping. So I'm giving it to Akiyama.
I pick Akiyama also. I was a little disappointed that he got submitted by Chris Lieben, but it shows you that anyone can go.
Yeah.
And not that I'm just disappointed in Akiyama, I'm impressed with Chris Lieben.
Absolutely, so was I.
He did a great job.
Oh, that guy's a tank, and he just one of those bulldozers that's gonna ram right in and take immense abuse. But Akiyama, from what I've heard and what I've seen, I think that he's gonna come back a little bit stronger, and I give it to Akiyama.
Another fight that I think the fans are going to be interested in 120 is Dan Hardy against Carlos Condit.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, Who are you picking on that?
I give it to Hardy. Hardy looked pretty good in his last fight against St. Pierre. I mean, it's hard to beat St. Pierre. I mean, the guy pretty much is one of the top 3 MMA fighters in the world, but he held his own. And it's going to be a tough fight, but I'm edging out Hardy. I think he has the tools to do it.
I think Condit's going to get him by submission, but we'll see what happens.
All right, we'll see what happens.
So, we spoke about a few of these fights, but then we have UFC 121. We have Cain versus Brock. But what's your thoughts on Tito versus Matt Hamill?
I give it to Hamill. I think Tito's past his prime in mixed martial arts and professional fighting. Great fighter. I like the guy a lot. I think he's cool, but I don't think he has. I think Hamill's going to take it quite easily.
What do you think is going to be Tito's downfall in this fight?
I think his conditioning. I'm not sure he's able to, withstand a professional mixed martial arts fight against somebody like Hamill. So I think I don't think his conditioning is going to hold up.
I think it's going to be a good fight. I think Hamill's going to take him down, and I think Tito's going to get tired.
Yeah, that's what I think. Yeah, absolutely.
But now we're going to get to the real, what everybody's really interested. It's Brocktober, baby.
That's right.
We've seen some great fights this month. How do you think it's going to go down with Cain and Brock? And what do you think it's going to take for somebody to unseat Brock Lesnar as the heavyweight champion? And what's it going to take for Brock Lesnar to retain the heavyweight championship?
Well, bro, Brock right now is on top of his game. He seems unstoppable. He reminds me of the Juggernaut from the X-Men. He's just amazing. And not just his wrestling ability, but his improved ground fighting and his kickboxing is pretty good. He's on top of the world. Cain Velasquez, excellent fight. I've been extremely impressed with him throughout his UFC career. But I think at this point, and considering what Brock has done to Shane Carwin, I don't see anybody taking him at this point. I think Brock has the conditioning. I think he has the spirit. He believes he's the best. He trains like he's the best, and so far he's been the best. In order for anyone to stop Brock, I think it's going to take immense cardio and a complete game plan. You're going to have to outstrike him, weather the storm, and actually been able to escape his ground attacks. When he pins people down, nobody's ever been able to recover from that. But I think you're going to have to be the complete fighter, and at least on his level in terms of strength. So far, nobody's been that.
I think Cain's got a good he's got a shot.
Yeah.
He's got a good shot. Because Cain is a very good striker. He does not have the power of Carwin.
Right.
But if Cain can hurt Brock and not go to the ground and just keep it standing, he could take Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, he has the kickboxing ability, but it reminds me a little bit of Frank Mir in the size and strength comparison. Cain Velasquez and Brock.
The only difference is Cain Velasquez is a great wrestler. He's not a wrestler,
Right.
like Brock.
Right, he's a better wrestler, true. And
right.
That's been Frank's downfall. That's a great point.
And he's training with AKA under Javier Vasquez, Dave Camarillo, Crazy Bob Cook, and he's got unbelievable cardio, very fast hands. He does not have the power of Carwin, but if he can damage Brock, because Brock seemed to be running away when he was getting hit by Shane Carwin, So this could be a big upset.
Yeah, well, I would, personally, although I edge out Lesnar, I would love to see it. I think Velasquez is a great individual.
So what do you think it's going to take for Brock Lesnar to stay on top? And there's got to be some guy in Russia, a Sambo guy, who's like 320 pounds, who's like really bad news. What's it going to take for Brock Lesnar to stay on top?
He's got to stay healthy. I mean, he has to make sure that his health is on point, and he has to continue to train like he's a champion, and treat himself as if he's one. A lot of times you get guys who have success, and then they'll start to not put in the work and take things for granted. Brock's going to have to continue to train and get better. He's a world-class wrestler. He's world-class strength. But he has to continue to improve his kickboxing, his boxing, and also his submissions. So I think that's what he needs, to continue to train like a champ. And if he does that, he'll be there for a while. That's what I predict.
Final question.
Yes,
if the fight goes the complete 5 rounds, do you think Brock's going to get tired, lose his cardio?
Wow, I don't know. I think so. I think so. I think if it's going to go...
Because Cain won't.
I know Cain won't. So if it does go to 5 rounds, I think cardio might play into a factor, because I don't think Brock's been challenged in that capacity. And if it goes 5 rounds, then obviously it's going to go 5 rounds kickboxing. Brock's going to have trouble taking a guy down. So we might see, we'll find out. We'll see if Brock can actually withstand that type of cardio blast. That should be interesting.
You heard it first. Brocktober is upon us. I'm Bruce Kivo, MMA Confidential, and we'll see you at the fights.
Want more? Go to inasectv.com to connect with the world of sports. Real-time updates, blog postings, and all the action you can handle in a sec. inasectv.com, connecting you to the world of sports.